podcast, and today we're joined by another amazing guest today, another amazing one, brand entertainment director and host executive at the Plaza Hotels, Didier Agueh. How are you, sir? You okay?
Very nice, thank you very much. Nice to see you.
You too. How's things? Okay?
Yeah, things are good, things are good, the business, starts picking up little by little, which is great, so we see the occupancy of the hotel getting much better, way better than it was like a few months ago. And now, with the lifting of the restriction, we do hope that, everything will start, to go back to a certain normality. Of course, we want, the people to behave, not
Of
to go
course.
not to go too crazy and not to have, the bad surprise of having, this announcement that in September, things, will go back, to where we were like a few months ago, which would be actually catastrophic. So yeah, even in the hotel, even for the staff, we maintain social distancing, we maintain, all the necessary in terms of mask and making sure, that first of all, the safety of the guest and also, which is very important, the safety of our staff members, which is paramount as well.
Of course. I mean, as of this podcast, this is the second day of Freedom Day. I mean, have you been really busy sorting out everything for the hotels?
For the moment, all the entertainment, has been frozen. So as you can guess, the entertainment is not on the pile of the top pile of the priorities. But yeah, so we are starting, to work and to think, or let's say rethink the way, we will have, to provide entertainment for our guests, thinking as well of ways, to making it safer for everyone. We have like few also exciting projects. We will have a brand new hotel actually opening on 2022 in the new Battersea concept.
Wow.
So we'll have Art Hotel, which is one of our sister brand hotel, which will open normally beginning first quarter of next year. It's going to be 170 room hotel, beautiful hotel with amazing terrace, with infinite view swimming pool. It's going to be beautiful, so we'll have like a great concept restaurant. I cannot say more for the moment, but it's going to be very exciting. And of course, we're planning on having live music and probably some DJs and entertainment, throughout the week, So that's something as well, that excites me, to create for the next months to come.
That's amazing. I mean, were they delayed for next year? But were they meant to be for this year to be built, or were they always scheduled for next year?
I think for such a big scale development, you always have delays. But I think that the COVID certainly didn't help. So I think that there are slightly delays, but we do hope that in the first quarter of next year everything will be finished. We will be given the keys because we are actually not building the hotel, but we are managing the hotel. So yeah, it's going to be like a new, interesting and exciting journey. And we are also actually right now building a new hotel in Hoxton, another art hotel.
Another one. Wow.
Yes, exactly. Which this one, should be actually open like in 2-3 years. And so exciting, a lot of exciting projects at the moment.
That's amazing. And if I remember, were you running at about 50% capacity throughout the whole of COVID, or less than that?
No, 50% capacity. I think it's you are very lucky, to have like a hotel running at 50% capacity. I think that our number, unfortunately, were lower than that. But we've been fortunate. I'm not going to say fortunate, but we had the opportunity to collaborate with NHS staff members.
Hmm.
during the COVID, because the biggest hotel, flagship hotel, Westminster Bridge, which has 1,019 rooms to be precise,
Wow.
is just located next to St. Thomas Hospital. So as they were in need of rooms, we've managed to provide for their staff member accommodation, and it did help the hotel to remain open, and to help as well the need of the hospital, and definitely it was a great help for us in terms of business, maintaining this huge hotel, and of course keeping the staff capacity at a, at a lower level, because it was very difficult, and we had to put a lot of people on furlough, and some of the people, unfortunately, we had, to separate. So yeah, it has been like a very, very, very difficult, period
Mm.
for all of us. But now we happy to see that the business is picking up. And we are happy actually, to bring some of the staff member back, and yeah, and we do hope that it's going to be like a upward hill, and
Yeah.
not not the other way around.
Oh, but good luck with it all, though. Good luck with it all. And
Appreciate
that
that.
at any time, and that collaboration with NHS, is that something that you'll continue in the future as well, do you think?
I don't know. It really depends, on the needs of the the situation, the COVID.
Mm.
Hopefully, we will not need to have hundreds of doctors and staff,
Yeah.
which will be actually like a testimony that things are improving.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess that if things start to go back to what we've experienced a few months ago, I think that yeah,
Mm.
we'll probably have to host them again, and it was a pleasure because they were like a really nice, actually, like a guest to have, and I think that they also enjoyed staying in our hotel,
Mm.
thanks to the great service of the remaining staff, who were also like very courageous,
Mm.
to there and to work throughout all the COVID.
Definitely. And when do you look to start the entertainment stuff again? Do you have a kind of date at the moment?
No date at the moment. We start having some comment on TripAdvisor on some of the. I had actually an email today, we had like a great comment on TripAdvisor about one of our restaurant in Park Plaza Riverbank, the Chino Latino.
Mm.
So it's a great Pan Asian restaurant with like amazing, amazing, amazing food, and we also have live music normally like 6 days a week.
Mm.
But for obvious reason, for the moment, we just have put a pause, on the music. And we had actually like few comments, and like a great comment, today, saying, oh, the restaurant was great, the service was great as usual, but when actually you're bringing back, the entertainment, because it's people, who are actually used, to go there, and it does create like an added value. It does create, like a certain atmosphere that cannot be, I think, equal only by having streaming music on speakers. You
Mm.
know,
Did you do a lot of streaming for this past year and a half or so?
a stream? No, you know what? No, we did like no, we didn't do any streaming. We had the idea of doing streaming events and so on and so on. Actually, we did one, which was actually for Halloween, which
Mm.
was very funny. And yeah, no, we had a great time. But beside that, no, we didn't venture ourselves too much into the streaming frenzy, which
Yeah.
was great, But yeah, so hopefully, we will not have to do streaming and have just people coming back, to like a physical venue,
Mm.
enjoy, have some drinks, relax, and have a great night of food, cocktail, entertainment. yes, that's what it's all about. Actually, that's what hospitality is all about. It's about the human interconnection. It's about
Mm.
the interpersonal relationship. Being with your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or even in the hotels. We have it's also like very family friendly, and sometimes you have like people especially coming like on the weekend, with their family, and after a long, like a day of shopping in the busy streets of London, they just want, to have a chill evening, go to one of our great restaurant, and after, end the night in one of our venue and listen to some jazz, soul, pop, whatever type of music we have on the night.
Mm, that's brilliant. I know that you've been with the Plaza Group now for over 11 years now. Is that correct?
Exactly. I've been there
Yeah.
for 11 years. I started, as a entertainment director for the Park Plaza Westminster Bridge, the biggest hotel I mentioned to you before.
Hmm.
After I was promoted to entertainment director for UK, and now I have recently been promoted as a brand artistic director and host executive for PPHE Hotel Group. So I'm actually responsible for the execution of PPHE Hotels Group cultural, artistic, and musical programming for all hotel, restaurants, and bar in all region, which is very exciting because we have 46 property. You know,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
so in Europe, so yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna be a big work, a big job, and I'm excited actually, to embrace this new position and all the project in the pipelines.
46 regions, though, you said 46 plate properties, sorry.
Yeah, 46 property, which is almost like I think we have around like 8,000 rooms in total.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's a lot of yeah, it's a lot of things, to think about, and actually, yeah, it's also like trying to coordinate, like a program, some consistency, because like we have like people from so many different countries, nationality, age group. That you need to try to curate something, that will please, at least, most of the people, so it's not always easy. It's not the easiest job, but it's definitely something, that I'm passionate about, and I'm glad, that yeah, it's yeah, the time that I've spent in the company, people have appreciated, the work that I've done, and now, that I'm responsible for the brand, yeah, it's something that I'm proud of,
That-
definitely.
That's amazing because I know that you got promoted this month, right? Actually, in July. Is that correct?
In July, exactly, yeah, in July, yeah. So it's like it's brand new.
Wow. Like, do you kind of know what roles are included in your brand new role? Like, how many things do you have to do?
Yes, yeah, there's a lot, like they gave me, like this job description, which is like two
Yeah.
pages, so I'm not gonna read it here now, but yeah, it's a lot related, to the live music, the entertainment, the sound design of the hotels, and as well, like the cultural program, because Art Hotel, the hotel that I mentioned before, a hotel, where everything is related, to the art, so we are working closely with artists. We will want, to organize exhibition. We will want, to have some workshops. We will want, to curate different type of cultural events. So that will be actually one of the things I also will have to focus. Additionally, to the music, live music, and so on. So yeah, it's a lot of things, to think about, but that gives me also like a little bit of spice, because also after 11 years, like in a company,
Mhm.
working on certain type of things, so it gives me also like a little bit of excitement, to do something slightly different, and also at a bigger scale, which is
Mm.
now like something that I'm eager to start with.
Mm. I mean, for someone like you in your position, which is such a high-powered job, I mean, how do you keep organized and deal with so many different things at the same time? Do you have like a big team that you work with, or do you have a certain sort of routine that you work with? How do you kind of work and schedule your whole day?
So to be honest with you, it's gonna be like it's a new position, you know. So
Mm.
in terms of big team, you know, for the moment, you know, like the team has been reduced, you know, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
So I will have the full ideas of how many people, you know, like I'm collaborating with, you know, like when I will properly, you know, like go back to the office because I was furloughed, you know. So I'm gonna start going back, you know, like on flexible furlough as well. But in terms of routine, I try to. So I've had, you know, like during the whole time I've been furloughed, I try to maintain a certain type of discipline and consistency. I try to wake up early in the morning, so very early, which means I was waking up around 5 o'clock.
Mm.
uh, I was doing some meditation, and after I was doing some journaling, I was doing some exercise. I tried, you know, to go to run like 3 times a week, you know, like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Hmm.
because I live next to the park, you know, so it's great, you know, I'm able, you know, to go and run in the nature, and it really gives you, you know, like this peace of mind and clarity, and helps you, you know, to get more grounded.
Mm.
Uh, and yeah, and during the afternoon, I was trying, you know, to work on a few things, to listen to webinars and podcasts and a lot of things, you know, in order, you know, to feed my mind, my brain, and get ready, because I didn't want, you know, to be complacent, and I just want, you know, to just stay at home and, you know, like a binge watch, you know, like all of the latest, you know, TV show. It would have been very easy, but I said to myself, you know what, no, I'm going to try, you know, to keep some discipline, and when I will go back, actually, you know, go back to work, I will try to maintain, you know, the same kind of similar type of rhythm. I
Mm.
don't know if I will be able to wake up at 5, because depending on the time I will have to go to bed, which now I'm trying to go to bed around like 10, 10:30, 11 maximum. And maybe due to the new position that I have, I may have to stay longer to
Mm.
ensure, you know, that everything is done correctly, like in the venues. But at least, you know, to try to keep a certain kind of consistency in terms of discipline, which is probably like trying to wake up early, having this meditation type of session, a bit of journaling and exercise, physical exercise, because I think that it does help you, and it keeps you grounded. And I think it's good, you know, to have a routine, and whenever you have this routine, I think it does help you actually, you know, to start the day in a way more focused way.
Mm.
And that's I think that's the good thing, you know, that I've managed, you know, to get out of the whole confinement and staying at home.
Mm. That's brilliant. And did you find that kind of routine still quite easy to do with that flexible furlough, going from being so busy to being flexible furloughed, or did you find it quite hard at first to get into like a brand new routine?
Look, you know, like at the beginning, yes, it was, but actually I started, you know, because I started, you know, to think of uh, getting, you know, like a little bit fitter, and I tried, you know, I started, you know, to exercise, you know, like almost like 2 years ago, and I wanted,
Mm.
you know, to be like a bit more regular. And actually, you know, like when COVID happened,
Mm.
you know, it was actually like a good opportunity just to say, you know what, you can go like either this route or you can go this route, you know. So
Mm.
what do you choose to do, you know? And I said to myself, okay, let's try to go the wise way. Let's try to go like the hard way, you know, which is you know, like going a little bit out of your comfort zone, you know, because it's easy, you know, to stay in bed until 9 or 10 o'clock and just chilled. And you know, if you don't have much to do, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and you don't really have like some kind of visibility of what's happening, you know. So it's easy, you know, just to let yourself drown like just not give up, but just say, who cares? But I
Mm.
said to myself, no, I'm gonna try, just to get to take this opportunity to get in better shape, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and
Mm.
and I think that it helped me, to overcome all of this challenging situation, and actually, go out of the COVID, I think, stronger than before.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. 'Cause I always love to ask my guests how they were during COVID. So for you, were you okay? Did you deal with the whole thing okay?
Yeah, yes, exactly. It was
Yeah,
okay. So of
yeah.
course, unfortunately, I have friends like like a very close friend. They had like some difficult families issues.
Mm.
The loss of loved ones or some family members or friends. Like in a very difficult situation and health situation. So yeah, it's a lot of polemic and it's a lot of things, regarding COVID, and that people can say, that what's underlying, a cause of the COVID or whatever.
Mm.
But people do unfortunately, get COVID, and people unfortunately, do die or do get serious physical condition. I was fortunate, enough, not to experience, any issues. Uh, but yeah, so yeah, no. Except the fact that my mother had some other health issues, which was different, from the COVID, so
Mm.
it was also like a bit of a difficult situation, to deal with, but now things, seems to be better,
Oh,
so
thank God
I'm
for
glad
that.
for. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm grateful for that too. Yes.
oh, thank God for that. What got you into meditation? Actually, have you always done that, or was that quite a recent thing for you?
No, actually, I've started meditation. I think like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Uh, but it's like guided meditation. You have like an app on your
yeah.
phone, and then you just listen to the voice. So because I was listening to like
Mm.
a lot of podcasts, and a lot of people were actually talking a lot of meditation or something, which has definitely helped me in meditation. And I heard this, like so many times that I said, you know what, I should maybe try, to meditate and see how it feels. I had the experience of meditation like a while ago when I was actually living in Ibiza and
Mm.
working there. I had a friend of mine, who was really like into, like all of this spiritual thing, and
Mm.
he was actually while we are going in clubs, he was actually staying at home and meditating.
Yeah.
So so yes, so that was my first experience of meditation. I tried, but for me it was like too difficult, just to stay still, especially Ibiza. It may not be the best environment, um, even though Ibiza is a very spiritual place, but it's another thing. And after, like actually like 3 years ago, I decided, to try the app, so on the Headspace. I think, they give you like a 4 session, to try, like for free. So I tried, the session, and I really loved it. I enjoyed it.
Mm.
But there was another app actually called Petit Bambou. It's like a small bamboo. It's a traduction in French.
Mhm.
Uh, where I as well, like they were giving, like a free session, for you to try. And of course, I love it too because, it's in French, so because, when you're meditating, guided meditation in a foreign language, in a language which is not yours, you have to think, translate, and feel, whereas whenever it comes in French, it comes directly to your brain, and you don't have, to have the effort of translating and everything. So I started, with this French app, Petit Bambou, which is amazing. And they have like a different type of meditation for different situation and the different length of time, so it can be like 5, 10, 20 minutes or more, but usually I was doing between 10 and 15 minutes maximum, like daily. And I enjoyed it actually, I enjoyed it, and it really helped me, to keep myself a bit, I think, grounded, and to maybe take a bit of, distance, like from me and my thoughts and observing my thoughts instead of being like in my thoughts. So yeah, it was very interesting, and I
Mm.
do believe that it was it was something that helped me to remain a little bit more focused and grounded. And now in the morning, yeah, I do some other kind of guided meditation, and a little bit longer, but yeah, it's something that I try to do every morning now if I can.
Oh, that is so good to hear. That's brilliant. And do you listen to a lot of podcasts in French as well?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you listen to a lot of podcasts in French as well?
To be honest with you, I think that no, there are not so many podcasts, that I listen in French,
Mm.
because I think that yeah, most of the people, that I find interesting usually are from abroad, and whenever they do podcasts, they do a podcast, in English,
Mm.
so yeah, I like to listen to Tom Billier. I don't know if you know Impact Theory.
Yeah.
I like to listen to Lewis Howes, like a School of Greatness. I like to listen to Ritual, I like
Mm-hmm.
Ritual. Tim Ferriss as well. I
Mm-hmm.
really like Tim Ferriss. Aubrey Marcus,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and of course, like the hip hop podcast, with Georgio
Yeah.
Savvides. Ah.
Oh, thank you.
So
uh,
that's yeah, so that's let's say the one that I would listen the most, so yeah.
it's so good to hear. I mean, for yourself, actually, where did it all begin? Actually, when did you move from France to the UK
I
yourself?
moved yeah, why did I move
No,
actually
why or when? Actually, why did you move in the first place?
so I was working in Paris, and I was working in a event, like a company. But I knew the people from Park Plaza because I was working in Spain, and I met some of the people, and yeah, they contacted me, and they told me, it was like 11 years ago. Oh, we're opening this big hotel, and we are actually looking for someone to curate the entertainment. It's going to be like a cool place, it's a huge hotel. We're going to have like a space for live music, DJs, and so on and so on. And at the time, I was working in event, and I was also working more like let's say like a nightlife and event and so on. So they wanted to have someone like a little bit out of the box. They didn't want to have like the regular like an in-house jazz band and so on. They wanted something a bit more funky. And because of my background, my diverse background, so they thought I could be a good fit. So I said, why not? But where is the hotel? And so, it's a new hotel in London.
Mm.
And for me, like when I heard London, it was like I heard, Kabul or Afghanistan or Pakistan or Iraq, or because I went to London twice before, and the two times I was in London, it was raining, it was gray, it was I had like really, I was sick, but really like sick in bed, shaking, and
Oh, really?
I was yeah, I don't know if I ate something. It was the food, it was the weather. I think at the time there was still fog, and but I came back from London twice, and I said to myself, oh my God, I could never live in this city. It's too cold, it's too this, it's too that, and I really did not like London at the time, So when they told me, oh, we have this job in London, I appreciate, and I was grateful for them, to ask me, but I say, oh, like, let me think about it, but I'm not sure, it is something that I would be interested in, So I had to go actually to London to a friend's birthday, and they knew I would be coming to London, the people from Park Plaza, and they told me, look, if you're in London, would you like, at least, to come and visit the hotel and let us know, what you think. It was in November 2009, and the hotel was actually opening in March 2010. So the hotel was almost finished. It was built. They were doing like the last finishing. So I remember, we went, from Marylebone, where I was staying at Sherlock Holmes Hotel at the time. And went to Buckingham Palace. It was a beautiful day in November. It was sunny. We arrived like next to Big Ben. There's a bridge. It's full of life, full of people. Bright light, bright sunny day. And there was like this beautiful energy as well, and I had like a great time actually, because I went, for a birthday, and it completely changed, my opinion of London, because, I really had a good time. I was with great friends, and I was like, oh man, it's cool actually, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and, the people from Park Plaza told me, okay, so what do you see across the bridge? And across the bridge, I see this huge building, really majestic building, and I said, wow, it's a big building. I said, oh, but actually that's the new hotel, which was the Park Plaza Westminster Bridge, that
Wow.
you can see from the other side. And I was like, wow, I was quite impressed, So we go inside, we walk up the stairs. They show me, the Primo Bar, the venue where we have the music, the bar, and so on and so on. And they say, oh, this is the stage. This is where you will have the artists, and this is, they show me around, and I was like, wow, this is actually like a really cool space, And they show me the rooms, the suites, the duplex, the terrace, with the view on the Big Ben, the London Eye, and so on. And it was quite impressive, So I was like, and the ballroom downstairs, which is one of the biggest ballroom, in London, without pillars, like 1,200 meters square.
Wow.
Yeah, you can hold up to 1,500 people. It's just beautiful, such a beautiful and fantastic hotel. And I remember, after the show round, I go back to my hotel. I was actually traveling back to Paris the next day. And it kept me thinking, I was like, wow, first of all, I had a great time in London. Second of all, I was like, wow, this is a beautiful place. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. I like the energy, I like the build, I like the feel. It felt, like it felt special, and at the time I was working in events, a bit of nightlife. And it was, and I think I always had like this itch, because I've been traveling and living abroad, for so many times. And I think I was living in Paris for a few years already. And I just think, you know what, I need new challenges. I need something exciting. It's not I was getting bored, but almost, because it was almost the same kind of thing, same people, same this and that. And I said to myself, that why not, and I remember I really thought about it really strongly, especially during the New Year's Eve, you always have like this New Year's resolution, and you think about, your life, what you want to do, what's going to happen. And I called them actually, short after that, and I say, hello guys, so I'm just, calling, to see, if you already feel the position, that you offer me, because I'm, maybe something that I could be interested, at the end, So they told me, look, we've interviewed various people, but if you tell us, that you would like to do it, the job is yours,
Hmm.
So. And I say, okay, let's do that, So they told me, okay, come in March, So I came on the 8th of March, It was actually, 2 days after the official opening, because they were still doing like the soft opening, the first 2 days. So I came on the 8th of March. And since then, the rest is history, And yeah, I love the place, and I work there a lot, even the first year. I didn't even took holidays, and had to force to give me holidays, because I was working but I loved it, when you're passionate and you like what you do, you don't even care, I was working like crazy, but we had like so many great memories, times, and parties, and yeah, and I think that there are many more to come,
No, for sure, 100%. I mean, you've been working in events now for many years now, haven't you? You worked in places like Tel Aviv, in Israel, to Miami, Florida, obviously here in London, Paris as well, like you mentioned. I mean, what really drew you to the event world? Have you always been fascinated by it, or did you fall into it by accident? How did it all kind of happen for you?
Look, I think I was going out, since a very young age. I think I started to go out in club in Paris. I was 15, 16 years old,
Mm.
and yeah, and I was like always kind of organizing, like an event with friends. Even when I was at university, actually, like I was organizing event at university. Uh, and it's funny because, like I was in university for 3 years. And I remember one episode, where we had just received actually like the new flyers, for one of the events we are doing on a Saturday night. And and you have to go, to the dean, where you have like all the students, where everybody's gathering, the cafeteria, and like so you go there and you give, to the group of friends, you give, to like a batch of flyers that of some people, they're gonna distribute and give it, to and make the promotion, for you, I remember, I was carrying, like I had like huge batch of, like flyers up to my neck,
Wow.
I remember I was going on the direction, to the cafeteria, and I was in the corridor, like going there, like holding, like the flyers up to my neck, but really until here.
Wow.
And I see like actually like another student, like going but on the opposite direction, but he had books up to his neck until here, and and it's funny because like we walk past each other and we look at each other, and it was like a revelation. I was just thinking, but Didier, like, who are you fooling? Like, what are you doing here? And I was like, you see this guy, he was actually going on the direction to the library, with his books, filled over there. And he had all my flyers, and we were about, and it was like such a revelation. So it was really like a weird moment. And we look at each other, and I understood, from this time, I can say, okay, Didier, so you need to rethink about what you really want to do with your life, and after, like I went to Ibiza, and from there, it was like the change of has been like a big change in my life. Discovered house music and parties and clubs and Pasha space, cool at the time, and after Privilege, and like all these things, and when I came back from Ibiza, I was definitely like another person. I wanted really, to explore this, and from there, so I think that it has been something that I've always been attracted to, so
Yeah.
I was always attracted in nightlife, going out and events, and after, so I worked, with artists, with DJs, I was selling actually, like the clubs, like Ibiza clubs, like a package concept, to clubs in Europe. So for example, you could have like a space night, or like a DC-10 night, or you could have like an Amnesia or Pasha night, like in your club in Paris or London or China or wherever, so I traveled quite a lot, like selling, like these party packages, and also going, like with the DJ as road manager, so it was a great thing. And I love it. I had a great time, so, and after we also had our own DJ booking agency, so we worked with DJs, and after I was collaborating with a friend of mine who had like a big event company, where he was working actually, like with corporate and big brands, LVMH, and all of these things, to create, some bespoke, like an immersive kind of event, and which helped me actually, to have a better understanding of a more corporate dynamic type of like a structure, because nightlife and DJ, sometimes it can be a bit rock and roll. It's a bit rock and roll type of life,
Yeah.
but when you work, like for big companies, like with millions of euro or pound of budget, you can hardly be very rock and roll. You have to be like
Yeah,
very,
for sure.
very efficient, and you need to have some very strict and guided, like a way of making the things, but it was a great experience, and I think that really helped me as well, to get a great balance on the artistic side, and also like more on the corporate side, so I've managed, to understand both worlds, which is very important.
For sure. I know how busy you are, so I want to ask a few quick more questions before we go. But in your career so far, do you have any kind of favorite moments and places that you've worked at and done during your career so far?
Yes, I think that look, I've had a great time, like in Park Plaza, and I think
Yeah.
that I've had some great events, like in the hotels and in the Primo Bar, where we had like some amazing parties, and sometimes, like when you see the great energy, like with great live band and singers, uh, and you see, like the energy, and
Mm.
you see the people just standing up, they're sitting on the chair, they're having a cocktail, or they're having the food, and suddenly, they start, to stand up and dance in the middle of the room and in front of the band. And I had some great nights, with an artist called Zalon,
Mm-hmm.
so shout out to my friend Zalon, who had some amazing nights, with him. I had some great nights, like with as well, like so many other bands. But yeah, so Park Plaza and Primo, great souvenirs. Yeah, Ibiza as well, like I think that Ibiza, so there, so I was working, as the PR and bar manager with my friends, over there, so I had a great time, so you just there, and it's just like it's never the same day. Every
Mm.
day is different, every day is different, and every day, will happen something completely crazy, so of course,
Yeah.
like some of the most sweetest and funniest yeah, memories, are definitely like in Ibiza, and as well, like, yeah, when we had our DJ booking agency, like we traveled and we had a good time. uh, I had a great trip, when I went, to China for 10 days, so we did like a promotion for Space Club in
Mm-hmm.
Ibiza. So we had like a Space resident DJs, and we were like in Shanghai, in Shenzhen, in many places, so great experience in China. Tel Aviv as well, like we had also like another space event, for the gay pride, so
Mm.
it was amazing because, you think of Tel Aviv, wow, like a conservative place, and you think about like all the danger and the bomb and the terrorism and so on. But actually, when you go there, it's just crazy. The nightlife is insane,
Mm.
Jerusalem maybe a bit more conservative, but even Jerusalem, which is a conservative place. I remember, we're like in Jerusalem, and a friend of mine, he said to me, okay, it was like, I don't know, like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, let's go to an after party, and I think it was like Oman Schweizer, the name of the club. And we had DJ Tiesto playing there,
Wow.
First time I heard that Tiesto was actually like in Jerusalem, and I have a friend of mine. He was actually doing the drums, so we had like a drum, and he was doing the drum next to Tiesto, and we just had like this surreal moment, because you're like in this holy place, and suddenly you're going like to this narrow street, and you're going to this place, and suddenly, like you open the door and you have like thousands of people and partying and gathering, and just like wow,
Yeah.
and Tel Aviv as well, like it's very cool, very open-minded, like a lot of LGBT community, super open, super friendly, and yeah, it was also like a great time, and yeah, and in Miami, I did an event. I managed, to work there for a little while. I had my event in the club. I did like a party called Ibiza Fever, so
Mm-hmm.
so that was cool, so because I was there, for the Winter Music Conference. So the first party I did with a friend of mine, a DJ, Carlos Diaz, and so we had like a great night, and yeah, and so yeah, it's a lot of good memories, from this, yeah. it's very difficult to pick one special memory,
Mm.
because whenever you think of something, just like
Yeah,
good
I can
time.
imagine. That's so good to hear. And two more things actually. What's some of the most difficult things you have to deal with in your industry? You must have so much to deal with. I mean, but what are some of the most difficult things you have to work with? Do you feel?
Look, it's for me. I have to deal with the fact, that I work, like especially like in
Yeah.
hospitality environment.
Hmm.
When I have like a lively band, because they told me, okay, we want you to do something lively.
Hmm.
Okay, I put something lively, and many times, we have like a noise complaint,
Yeah.
from the rooms
Yeah.
above, I have like unfortunately, like an angry night manager coming to me and saying, oh, it's too loud, so that's few things that happen.
Mm.
Or once actually, like we had like this 3D event, in one of the ballroom, and we had like 800 people in the ballroom, and we had like a Mark Knight, the DJ, and it was like huge party, a lot of bass, yeah, it was probably like too much bass, and the issue is that we had people from who were actually like feeling the bass, like until a certain amount of floors, and I'm
Mm.
just like, wow, so sometimes you're just trying, to find the fine line between entertaining, like the guests, entertaining the people, and also respecting the fact, that you are in a hotel, where people just sometimes, want, to sleep and have a quiet night, so that's why at some point,
Mm.
I had to work with a decibel meter.
Mm. For sure.
So
But
which solved the thing, but yeah, it was a bit more challenging, a bit less fun maybe, but
mm.
at least, we've managed, to find a solution which was fair for everyone.
Oh, that's brilliant. And that I'm going to finish right there, Didier. But I just want to say thank you so much today. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for thinking of having me in your great podcast, and
Oh,
I
thank
wish
you.
you many more successful podcasts to come, and hope
Thank you
that
so
everything
much.
is well for you.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Thank you. And how can people find you actually and keep up to date with what's happening?
So yeah, so people will look. I'm not an influencer, but I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, on LinkedIn, if you want to connect as well on LinkedIn, and to find me physically, So I think that I will probably put some update, on the state of the reopening of the music, the live music, the entertainment, So yeah, so whenever everything will start again, I will definitely be at the venues, making sure everything is fine, is smooth, not too noisy. Um, and yeah, so yeah, welcome everyone, to come to our hotels. We have great hotels, the Westminster Bridge, the County Hall next door. We have Waterloo Hotel, Victoria Hotel, Holmes Hotel, which is also very cool. Yeah, so yeah, Riverbank, with Chino Valentino as well. Great restaurant, that you have to try, Brasserie Joël in Westminster Bridge, and Kitchen at Holmes, wonderful restaurant. So I'm trying to promote them, of course, but it's not only because, it's part of the brand, it's because it's great food, great place, great atmosphere. And so you may actually find me at one of those places.
Oh, brilliant. That's excellent. Once again, thank you so much, Didier. It's lovely to chat to you. Thank you.
Cheers.
No
Bye-bye.
way, then.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.